Hey y'all, this is Jasmine with Mom and J Pro. Today we're making a mixed berry jam, which is strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries. They're from frozen fruit that I had in the freezer. Just getting that out of my freezer. And then here we have the peach pits and peels. So I was trying to thaw them a little bit, but I've gotten them pretty flat. So we are don't mind the dishes, going to add water to those, enough to cover the peach scraps plus 1 inch. I'm gonna go a little bit less because mine is still frozen. I didn't think that far ahead. And if I need to add more water, I will. For this calls to bring this up to a boil, a roiling boil for 10 minutes-ish, and then turn it off and let it sit for another 10 minutes. Strain the liquid off of the peach peels using a cheesecloth and a strainer, and then placing the liquid back in the pot. And this we're just gonna cook down. As it gets warm, we'll start smashing it. It's already thawed. I knew I wanted to do the berry one this morning, and I finally just decided to do the peach one. It looks like there's raspberries in this too. If you don't want all the seeds, you can add more. You can add water to this and do the same process as the peach scraps. I don't mind the seeds if there isn't a lot. I guess it will never boil if I don't turn on the stove. Doing something here. There's spoon out. So let's try that one. I am deciding that I'm going to add water to that just to kind of spread out the seeds and give myself a little bit more volume. making jams and jellies is an exact science, but it also isn't. That was supposed to be 5 cups of fruit, but I don't think so. Where's my other white spoon? There it is. I just washed it. Dear Lord. Okay. See if I can break this up. Yeah, water's just starting to get toasty. So I have my biggest bowl. I have no idea how big it is, with my colander, and I don't have a cheesecloth. I just use this piece of material for all my straining stuff. So it's aligned, ready to go for when this is ready. Alright, so this was 5 cups of fruit. So it requires 5 cups of sugar. Looks like a lot, I know it is, but all your store-bought jams and jellies have a ton of fruit as well. I have been semi-successful on making the low sugar or sugar-free, as some are advertised, with the pink box of pectin. And I do have some of those. My household doesn't need it, and I rather just guarantee myself success. So all I'm doing is stirring to make sure that the jam and the sugar are all melted together. Just a little stir. I'm gonna call that a rolling boil. So at 12:28, that'll be ready. We'll turn it off and call that golden. Bring this back up to a boil. Okay, and I'm going to add some lemon juice to this, 2 tablespoons. What that does is helps, one, with the color a little bit, not a whole lot. 2, brings the acidity up just a little bit so it's safe to water bath in. And 3, the acid or lemon juice helps the pectin thicken and do its job. And it's already starting to thicken. Now for the peach stuff, let's move you guys back a little bit. Over. The tripod doesn't want to stay in the spot. All we are going to do is strain this into a lined colander with a bowl. Look at all that Between the two, it is very intoxicating in here. Very sweet. Summery smells. Whew, that is toasty. See that, but I still got a nice little stream coming off the bottom. And it's really too hot to be. So in that, we are going to add juice. Every recipe I read says don't squeeze on it too hard because you will cause your jelly to be cloudy. I'm just gonna stir the mixed berry jelly real quick. What's this? Alright, I think that is probably going to be about it. Without scalding my hands. Playing a little bit of back and forth here. So 4 cups is 1 batch. My 1 cup measure. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. I'm gonna add just a hair more to call that 4. Alright. I'm gonna say 6. So, 1.5 batches of peach juice worth 1.5 batches of peach jelly. And this is starting to thicken up really good. Turn that back on. Double check the instructions. The recipe that I'm using for the peach jelly is calling for 2, 3, and here we go. To put the pectin in right away and bring it up to a boil. I've never made peach scrap jelly, so this is a new one for me. Oh, I didn't even add the sugar. When do you add the sugar? Okay. Bring to a boil with the pectin, then add 4 cups of sugar and return to a boil. Alrighty. Pectin it to this one. And the recipe or the box says to mix 2 cups of cold water and bring it to a boil with a box of pectin. We never did that. We always just threw it in the jam or jelly or whatever we were wanting to be thickened. So I don't know. I think that one's just out of bad habit. And the recipe I'm using didn't say which one they used, if it was the powdered or the liquid. So we'll see how it turns out. It's pretty warm in here, so my plates are pretty warm too. it's running pretty good, so it's not set yet. We're gonna add our 4 cups of sugar. 1 and 2. Ooh, that's not that much. 3. And 4. Oh wait, it's a cup per cup. 5 and 6. I almost forgot that we had a batch and a half. Ooh, I wonder if I'm gonna have to add more of that. Thanks. Well, if this doesn't set, it'll be a really nice syrup. Just turn it in good. The instruction says to bring the peach one back up to a boil for 1 to 2 minutes and then turn it off. Sugar out of my way. Alright, so that was just after a minute being in the fridge. It's definitely slowed down. I'm gonna turn off the heat but let it sit on the burner and just cool down a bit. I do have to make room somewhere for my canner. It's boiling. Okay, let's stop that. Sometimes when you're canning, it would be nice to have more than one person doing it. So I am doing pints and half pints and some little itty bitty jelly jars. So when I filled my canner up, I filled it with hot water. Jars are still fairly warm. I mean, they're not ice cold, so not worried about putting hot jelly in them. Watch me make a mess. It's always nice to watch somebody else make a mess in their kitchen and know that you don't have to clean it up. Okay. Got a couple of those little itty bitty guys. That is not bad for having just 2 random mixed fruit in your freezer. Uh-oh. things that are definitely old. They're not wanting to work the way they're supposed to. That happened with my applesauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these over here out of the way. So we still gotta get those all done up. So I'm going to just set this guy over here. So I don't want to use a new lid if I'm just gonna put it in the fridge. I'd rather put it in use a old lid so I'm not wasting any lids. I just gotta rinse the ladle off real quick. I got another little jar just in case, which I think I'm definitely going to need. I would like to do that test on the plate. It has a little bit of thickness to it. Sorry, my dogs are, the two younger ones are bugging the older one. Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering, as if since I did a 1.5 batch, if I would have to add more pectin.